Returning to Cuba, I don't even know how to express myself.
All the shocks and everything I've encountered, that's how I found my country.
Worse than how I left it, and honestly, it's been really hard for me. From seeing the reality in the streets, the high prices, the lack of food, the cruel blackouts I've experienced all these days, and they're the same cruel blackouts that the Cuban people go through day after day. It's been pretty hard to come back, and well, that's it. I'm gonna share all my impressions with you in this video, and I'm happy because I'm with my family. But honestly, I feel empty inside. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am Anita Mathieu, a Cuban living in Spain, but currently visiting Cuba, as you may know from my videos. I visited Cuba to see my family since most still live here. I'll share my experiences from this trip. Here we are on the rooftop, the roof of my house. Well, my house is down here as you can see, and we have this roof right here. My mom hangs clothes here to dry in the sun. And I'm gonna show you a little bit of the view, how my neighborhood looks. This is how the houses and streets look. Honestly, there's no one around, because here people try to avoid the sun, so there really aren't many people out. Well, this is a video I wanted to make for you. I wanted to sit here with you and talk about my impressions after coming back to Cuba. I think I'm gonna tell you about the most impactful things I've experienced, what I've felt since I came back to Cuba. And maybe these are the things that most Cubans who leave and come back feel. I don't know if anyone else can relate to the same things I feel. It's a really strange feeling because you're happy to see your family. You're very sad because whenever you hope things improve, you return to find the country in worse shape. You know that feeling in your chest? That's how I feel. I just wanted to sit here with you all. This is a video here where I'm going to tell you about all the things that have shocked me, the biggest shocks I've had since I came back to Cuba, after living in Spain for a year. Spain is a first world country in Europe, completely different and superior to Cuba in every way. And I've already lived that reality for a year, and honestly I've adapted really well. And I've seen what quality of life is like, how people live with dignity in another country. It's a country that's not perfect either, because no country is perfect, but it's a country where you live well, okay? And here in Cuba, well, you don't live well. Coming back here and facing all this has honestly affected me. I might look upset or sad in this video because honestly, I'm not happy. And well, I just wanted to tell you that, and subscribe to this channel because you'll get videos every Friday. Like the video and join the family to help it grow. Let's get started. Well, as I already told you in this video, I'm going to tell you about it. I think the 5 biggest shocks I've had since coming back here to Cuba. And let's see, I've only been in Sancti Spiritus so far, which is the province where my mom lives. Later, I'm going to spend a few days in Matanzas, which is another province, and let me tell you something so you know. We Cubans often say Havana is Cuba's only city. Everywhere else is just countryside. And honestly, they're partly right, because when you go to Havana, which is the capital, you might find more food and more things there. Life is different. In Havana, the power never goes out, and I know this because my family lives there. However, when you go to the provinces, to other places, the quality of life drops a lot. It's much worse. It's much harder to find things, more food, and the power goes out. I'm currently on my roof because my house has a blackout. There was no power from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so we were without electricity for about 4 hours. That's why I came up here, to make this video and relax. But yeah, it's shocking to come back to this reality, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and that is... life in Europe stands out for its high quality, and people truly enjoy living there. They don't worry daily about food, but in Cuba, my main concern is what I'll eat today. For example, what struck me is that when I get home, I help my family as much as I can. I'm not a millionaire in Spain either. I also have expenses and things, but I try to help them as much as I can. I arrive and my mom, who sometimes keeps things from me to avoid worrying me, didn't have any milk. And we went out to look for milk in the stores, in the supermarkets, but there was no milk. And where is there milk? Well, nowhere. You have to go out on the street and start asking people, where can I find milk? And there are people who set up a little shop in their window and sell milk. So there are people who have it and people who don't. You have to keep asking, does anyone have milk? You ask people along the street and they say no. But around the corner, one house has milk. So you go there Here's how you find quality food. It's not about shopping for whatever you want, since that's not possible here. And if there are stores that have things, but the things are extremely expensive. Most regular Cubans can't afford them, and everything is priced in dollars. You can also find things by asking around on the street. Also, what happens here? I'm going to move on to point number 2, which really bothers me, and that's the prices. Cuba is living in constant inflation. I mean, I left a year ago and now things are 3 times more expensive. 3 times. Everything has gone up in price, but unbelievably so. I'm gonna show you some pictures. I exchanged money. Look at all they gave me. That's the whole amount. And I was shocked, like thinking, isn't that a lot of money? I don't know, and honestly, it's not. Whenever I go out, I ask my family how much money to bring since I don't know what I'll spend. For example, today I took 5,000 pesos, which is a doctor's whole monthly salary. I put it in my purse and told my mom, let's go look for milk so my siblings have some for breakfast. And we found the milk and the package of powdered milk. Each package cost you 2,500 pesos. I bought 2 packages and the 5,000 pesos were completely gone. A professional earns 5,000 pesos a month, and I spent it all on just 2 packages of powdered milk. I asked, how much money do I need to go out with? I used to think 5,000 pesos was a lot, and I already bought 2 packages of milk and ended up with my wallet empty, no money left. And well, that's gonna shock Cubans who come here, or maybe it has already shocked them that everything is extremely more expensive than before. What's wild is salaries haven't changed and people still live in poor conditions, like nothing is enough for them. It's normalized to live like this because unfortunately we can't change anything. These were my 2 big shocks. The quality of life and the high inflation making everything so expensive. Well, another thing that has really shocked me is this. I already mentioned it to you in another video, in the first video I uploaded when I arrived here in Cuba visiting again. It's the maintenance, the aesthetics. Here, the houses are not, most of them are not painted, they're not fixed up. First of all, there's no paint. It's very hard to find paint to paint the house. If you look, my house's walls are just cement. Because we were never able to buy paint or there wasn't enough money to do it. If they have money, food takes priority. Other things aren't, you know? And many people, just leave their house like that, nothing happens. The streets are full of potholes, of holes. Things are destroyed. In Havana, the balconies are falling down. There's dirt everywhere. This can be really shocking if you're from another country where things aren't like this, but here they are. And the funniest thing is that I used to see it as completely normal. For me, this was totally normal. Leaving and returning is even more shocking. Seeing it all makes you think, wow, and me in Spain. When I arrived, I was surprised by how colorful and beautiful everything was and told my family, everything here is painted, there are no houses. That's another thing, there's a lot of noise, always motorcycles in the streets. I used to tell my family here, there's not a single house that's unpainted that looks faded or peeling. There are some, but they're not the majority. In the towns, even where I live, everything is well maintained. There are no potholes, streets are smooth, and cars drive steadily. Here, riding in a car means bouncing from all the potholes. And well, that's something you already know. If you're coming to Cuba, that's going to be quite a shock for you unless you see that as something really beautiful. If you're from a developed country, some people come and are amazed by it. How do they view it? Romanticized, but nothing about it is romanticized. Because the truth is that people go through a lot of hardship and life is very sad here, honestly. Another thing that really shocked me, when you walk through the streets here in Cuba, you see the sadness on people's faces. You don't see people like, for example, in Spain and so on. You see people during the day just relaxing, having a little beer, a drink. Here? No, here. What people do in their daily lives is just be out on the street looking for something to eat that day, trying to get by. Many people skip work to go out on the street and look for what they're going to eat that day. You can see it on people's faces, in their bodies, and in everything. People are always worried about prices and what they'll eat. Everything feels so expensive. While coming, we bought a bottle of Coca-Cola, the local cola soda here in Cuba, on the street. People on the street ask why you bought it and how much it cost. You tell them and they say, wow, that's expensive. It was 100 pesos less last week. Wow, from week to week things go up, but to an exorbitant level. And honestly, I felt pretty sad about that. I felt pretty depressed. How can you see people that way, you know? Like sad, I don't know. In Spain, I don't see people as sad. I see people as happy, enjoying life with, I don't know. So here you see everyone very sad and very worried about the situation. Honestly, I'm going to be totally sincere with you. I came for my family and friends because I missed them and I wanted to see them. But if I didn't have my family and friends here in Cuba, I wouldn't miss nothing about Cuba. Yesterday, I went out to eat with my family. We went to a restaurant that a few years ago used to have good quality. It was a good quality restaurant. The food was really good, and so I went out with my family. We ate at that place. And the food was of such poor quality, so bad that even they themselves were saying, wow, this is terrible. This used to be good, but like everything else, quality has dropped a lot while prices have increased. So we ate three silly little things, which were some croquettes. Honestly, they were pretty bad. I don't know, the things we ordered weren't good quality. Even the little kids didn't want to eat the food. And when we went to pay, the bill was about 4,000 pesos, which is extremely expensive. I thought it was really expensive, and I was like, honestly, I'd rather not leave my house. Stay at home, buy my mom's groceries, and have my mom cook. Going out to a restaurant, going outside, out on the street, because every time I go out, I feel worse. Seeing the street and seeing the situation makes me feel bad. And I told my mom, I honestly prefer to stay at home, buy you the groceries, and have you cook here at home because you cook 1,000 times better than going out to eat somewhere else. Honestly, truly, I prefer to be here at home and not go out. And more or less, all the biggest clashes come down to the Cuban reality, because this is the Cuban reality. Currently, my house has no electricity and we can't make lunch because my mom has no gas and there's nowhere to buy it. They have to wait for gas to become available at the place where it's sold, get a number, stand in line and all that, so they can sell her a gas cylinder. Currently, we have no electricity or gas and must wait until 2 p.m. to eat. I used to live like this as well. It's not new, but it's still a shock and a reality check. I think that when I go back to Spain this time again now, I'm going to appreciate it so much more. I should appreciate what I have and what I've achieved more and complain less. About problems that are minimal compared to this here, honestly, we sometimes complain, but coming here gives you a reality check. Again, you realize that there are people who are really having a hard time, much worse, who don't even have anything to eat. We can't eat until the power returns, so no lunch for now. Meanwhile, Eva wants to go out. I tell her let's go out to eat at a restaurant, but there's no electricity at the restaurant either, and they won't serve you and everything is closed. And so the workers are like this, out on the street, just sitting outside waiting for the power to come back so the restaurant can operate. For example, in the afternoons or late in the day when you want to go out, I don't know. The nightlife, imagine that I want to make a video now about nightlife in Cuba. At night, the streets are deserted, they're empty and dark. To make matters worse, because there's hardly any street lighting. When I was in Havana, yes, there is a lot of street lighting. But for example, I came here with my brother. My brother lives in Havana, the oldest one. We came here and he told me all the provinces are very dark, and that's because in the provinces there isn't much street lighting. It's all super dark, and so the streets are deserted, empty, there's nothing to do. It's all really sad. I didn't really want to make a video like this, so upset. I'm not upset, I'm laughing and relaxing, you know? When I lived here, I also faced the situation, always with a positive attitude, but it's like you choose one. Some things inside, that's all. I wanted to make this video because I want to know if anyone from Cuba who has come back has also experienced this same feeling. I feel like I want to leave again, but at the same time, I don't. I'm happy and content when I'm enjoying time at home with my family. Seeing the problems on the street makes me sad. That's when I think I can't wait to be in Spain again. But at the same time, I feel bad because I say if I go to Spain, I'll be far from my family again. So like that uncertainty is like, and that I don't have, nor say no that no. I didn't find my country. How do I feel? Subscribe, like, and join us. New videos every Friday. Thank you so much for watching the video until here, and I send you a big kiss. If you live in a decent country, you should appreciate it more. Think about what you have, take a moment to reflect, and see everything you have. Sometimes you have a great quality of life without realizing it. But when you see this reality, it's like you do. I am not sure if you understand me. I'm not very philosophical, but this is basically what I mean. And well, that's it. I send you a little kiss. Bye.